Hello everyone, Zaid from zSecurity here with another video in our Hack the Box series. In this video, Dimitris is going to hack the Popcorn machine. This is a Linux machine and the difficulty of this machine is actually slightly higher than the previous ones that we covered. So I highly recommend watching the other videos in this series before this one if things don't really make sense here, because he's going to be skipping over some parts that he covered in more details in previous videos. It only makes sense that way because it gets boring if he keeps repeating himself. So as usual and as shown in my courses, first we start with information gathering. We're going to start with nmap, listing all of the ports and the services running on these ports. He's going to discover a service running on port 80, so he's going to load it in his web browser. We're going to discover that this is not useful at all. The service running this time is Apache and it's actually not vulnerable to any remote exploits, so we can't use the method shown previously to gain access to this computer. Therefore, he's actually going to use another tool for information gathering to list all of the hidden directories. He's going to discover a new web application installed in the torrent directories. He's going to use a file upload vulnerability to upload a PHP shell. Now again, he's using a different type of PHP shell than what I use in my courses, and instead of using burp suite to intercept the connections, he's actually using zap. So again, different tools to achieve the same goal. So if you've done my courses, you'll learn something new. If you hadn't, then you're going to learn something new anyway. Once he uploads the PHP shell, he's going to gain initial access. And like I say, usually this is great when you're doing a pen test. Usually including this in your report is amazing. But we all know how greedy Dimitris is. He always wants root access. Root is the user that has the highest privileges on the system. So previously in the grandpa machine, he used a module, a Metasploit module that suggested a local exploit to escalate his privileges. This time we're actually gaining access without Metasploit, and he's gaining access to a Linux computer, whereas previously we did it with a Windows computer. So this time he's going to use a different script, but the goal is the same: to scan the target computer, the computer that we hacked, for local exploits. Again, previously, because we were using Metasploit, everything was easier with Grandpa. This time, the script will find a local exploit, but it doesn't have a Metasploit module. So he's going to have to download the local exploit. It's written in C. He's going to have to compile it, change its permission, and then run it. But once you do all these steps properly, the exploit is going to run. It's going to escalate your privileges to root, giving you full access to the target computer. Then he's simply going to read the root flag in order to submit it to Hack the Box to verify that you hacked the machine. So as usual, thank you very much, Dimitris. This video is packed with useful information, and it's actually different than all of the information that we covered in the previous videos. He's actually doing the stuff that we covered previously very quickly. So again, information gathering, nmap, quick nmap scan to discover ports and services, and then everything new from here on. You're going to learn how to discover hidden directories. You're going to learn how to exploit a file upload vulnerability. You're going to learn how to intercept connections and edit the packets as they get uploaded in order to upload a PHP shell instead of an image. And you're going to use a different tool this time than what I use in my courses. After the initial access, you're going to learn how to use a local exploit suggester on Linux instead of Windows. You're going to learn how to manually download root exploits. This time it's written in C. You'll learn how to properly compile it and run it to gain full access to the target computer. Now, before we get into the video, I would really appreciate it if you smash the like button. This tells YouTube that you're enjoying our videos. It helps us grow. It will get the video suggested to more people that are interested in it, and it'll make us make more videos like this. Also, if you're enjoying this Hack the Box series, make sure you hit the bell icon to get notified every time we upload a video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. This also was part of a live session that we did in the VIP community. So Dimitris was actually hacking this machine live, where people in the VIP community were able to talk to him and ask him questions. So if you like that kind of stuff, check out our VIP membership. You get a lot of other stuff other than this. And I'll leave you with Dimitris. Let's go.
Hello everyone, Dimitris from zSecurity here, and today I'm going to show you how to exploit a hack-the-box machine called Popcorn. This box is medium rated and it's retired, so without further ado, let's get started. First, I'm going to connect to my OpenVPN. It is right here in my directory on hackthebox. So we see initialization sequence completed, which means we have connected successfully. Now I'm going to create a directory called popcorn for the sake of this live with the command mkdir popcorn. So now we can see that I have created a directory called popcorn, and I'm going to change my directory to this one. So in here I'm going to run an nmap scan to find the open ports on that machine with the command nmap, sv to probe the open ports, -a to enable the OS detection, -on to output the results to a file which I'm going to call popcorn.txt, and the IP of the machine, which is 10.10.10.6. So that is the IP of the box. Let's just give it some seconds to run. And we have our results right here. It is running OpenSSH on port 22 and Apache HTTPD on port 80. We can go ahead and check the web server of that machine with the IP of the machine. We get a simple it works page, and it's always a good idea to check the source code of any web page that you're doing a pen test on. So I'm just going to do Ctrl-U to view this page source, and we don't see anything useful here, so I'm just going to close this. The next step on doing something on a web page is running a gobuster, dirbuster or dirb search that will show us the hidden directories on that machine. So I'm just going to clear my screen here and run the command gobuster dir, and URL, I'm going to specify the URL here of the web server, word list, and I'm going to specify where the word list is stored, which is on user share dirbuster word list, and then directory list 2.3 medium. This is stored in your custom Kali machine as well, so you can use this one if you want to do a gobuster search. So I'm just gonna hit enter on this, and let's give it some time to search for the directories. Oh, we can actually see a directory called test, so let's just have a look on that. So this just shows us the PHP version on the machine that is running here. Nothing really that interesting. There is nothing that interesting here. We can just leave this one. And there we go. We have another result called torrent. So let's just navigate to this directory. And we can see here that it hosts a torrent hoster, which was created with torrent hoster. And we can see that we can browse the files that are uploaded to this torrent hoster and upload the file as well, but we have to log in first. But I'm just going to sign up before I do anything, and I'm going to put the verification code and register. So it says welcome, my username is test and password is test. So now I have successfully logged into the torrent hoster interface. I can upload a torrent. I think it only allows me to upload a torrent. So I'm going to head to the zSecurity website and download the torrent version of the custom Kali machine that Z provides to us. So this is the page that you have to go. It's download custom Kali on zsecurity.org. And here is the link, and I'm going to save the file to my downloads folder. We can browse our files here, and we can see that it downloaded successfully on my downloads folder. So now I can go back to the web page and upload that specific file. I'm going to choose a category to other and upload the torrent. So now great, we have successfully uploaded our torrent to this machine, and we can see here that it says edit this torrent. So let's have a look on this. We can check and we can update the screenshot that will be displayed right here for the torrent. And if you think like a hacker, you will think that you can actually upload something like a PHP reverse shell to gain a remote connection to this machine. But it only allows JPG, JPEG, GIF and PNG files. So if I go ahead and search for the reverse shell, PHP reverse shell, I'm just going to stop this one and clear my screen. If I do locate shell.php, we can see that this is the one, this is the reverse shell that we need. So I'm just going to do cp, the location that this file is stored, and root hackthebox popcorn, which will take this file, copy it and put it on this directory that I'm right now. So if I do ls, we can see the file right here. So let me clear my screen and nano on that file, which is PHP reverse shell. I'm gonna edit this PHP reverse shell to my IP so that I can gain a remote connection to my machine. So it's gonna be forgot my IP, which is going to be 10.10.14.2. So it's going to close this one. It's going to be 10.10.14.2 on port 8888. And now that we have actually changed the IP, we can do Control X, Y, and Enter to clear this. So now, if I go ahead and actually post this PHP reverse shell, it's going to say invalid file. So I'm going to intercept this post request with my zap, and I'm going to change the file type to image PNG so that the server accepts the file. So what I'm going to do here is change my proxy settings to zap, and I'm going to enable Foxy proxy. And now heading over to zap, I'm going to, let's first open this one. And we can see that we get this software warning. We can just get rid of this with accept risk and continue. And now we can browse the file, but let's set the breaker here so that we can stop the connections before they forward. So now I'm gonna select my PHP reverse shell and submit. And we can see right here that it says application PHP and this is the name of the file. So now I'm just gonna change the application xphp and do image/png. So now after doing this, it will trick the server into thinking that this is an image. So it will check the content type and say image PNG. And if we go back here, it says that it allows PNG files. So the server will allow this file to be forwarded. So if I forward this request and go back, we can see that the upload completed. So now heading over, actually I'm going to stop the breaker here and I'm going to close zap because it's going to be really annoying to work with zap. So no proxy, and we will disable Foxy proxy. So now, after heading to the uploads page, we can see that our PHP file was uploaded, and we can see some other PNG files, but we want to enable this one. But before we do that, we want to start a netcat listener on port 8888. So I'm going to click the file and the server will actually run it and we will get a reverse connection. So we got the reverse connection right here. So if we do ID and check our privileges, we see that we are www data. So to get a higher privilege, we have to root the machine. But before we do that, let's go and find the user.txt file. So I'm just going to cd to home, and we can see that there is a user called George. So let's do cd George. I'm just going to do ls, and we can see user.txt. So cat user.txt, and we have successfully got the user.txt flag. So up until this point, we have gained a remote connection to our machine, a reverse shell, and we can run commands on that machine. So it is always a very good idea to run a Linux exploit suggester on every single hack the box Linux machines that you get. So I'm just going to do just that. A Linux exploit suggester runs some scans and checks if the machine that you are having right now is vulnerable to some exploits. So if I go ahead and download the file with wget to this machine, it's not going to work because I have tested this. So instead, I'm going to store the file to my machine and forward it to this machine. So if we do Linux exploit suggester, you can go ahead and you can go to this link and download the Linux exploit suggester. So going down here to the readme, it says we can have a quick download. So I'm just going to copy this, open a new tab, and wget this. We can see the file is right here. And now I'm going to start a simple HTTP server on my machine with Python m simple HTTP server. There we go. It started on port 8000. So I'm just going to go back to my machine and do wget HTTP 10.10.14.2 on port 8000 and less.sh, which is the file name. Oh, we got a permission denied. So this means we have to change our directory to something else. So I'm just going to cd to temp, which is the temporary files. And here I'm going to do wget. I'm just going to copy and paste the same command, which is this one. So we got the file. If we do ls, we can see it right here. So I'm just going to change its permissions and run the file. So this is the result. We can scroll up and see available information about this machine. And the possible exploits that we can use are the following. There is a bunch of them, but I am going to check this one. It's the full Nelson exploit. We can go ahead and check some more stuff about this. So this exploit leverages 3 vulnerabilities to get root, all of which were discovered by Nelson Elhage. So I'm not going to go deep into what these 3 exploits do. You can go and read more about this exploit yourself, but we have to actually download this exploit now, and we can use this machine, this command and this command to actually run it and get to root. But like we did before, we have to actually get the file to my machine and then forward it to the popcorn machine. So I can just split my screen here because we don't want to stop the Python simple HTTP server. So I'm going to do wget and the full nelson.c file. So it got downloaded. We can see that it is right here. And if we go back to the popcorn machine and do wget http the IP of my Kali machine on port 8000 and do full nelson.c, I'm assuming this is the name of the file. Yes, I can just get the file. We can see that the file is right here. So to use this, we have to change it to, we have to change the extension of it with gcc. And now I'm going to run this command, which will change the extension. and here it is, full Nelson. I'm gonna change the permissions of this file. And we have it right here. So all that's left to do is do full Nelson. Something went wrong here. Or we can just do ID. Actually, nothing went wrong. It just didn't prompt me with a message. So we actually got root now on this machine. We can go ahead and cd to the root folder. I'm gonna do ls and we can see the root.txt file. So we have successfully rooted this machine and got the root.txt flag, and that was a fairly simple box.